writing exponential functions is very, very similar. All right, we're going to look at how to do it by hand and how to do it using a calculator, just in case it's on the non-calculator section. So this will be the steps by hand, this will be the steps by calculator. So we'll do each example both ways. All right, so example 1, you're given coordinates, right? If you're doing it by hand, you first make a table. So let's go ahead and make a table. So this is my x value, this is my y value for all of them. Okay, I'm going to leave a couple of spaces here and you'll see why in a little bit. So my x value is 2, my y value is 20. My x value is 3, my y value is 40. My x value is 4, my y value is 80. My x value is 5, my y value is 160. So the first thing it says, make a table. Write exponential equation with spaces for a, b, blank. Y equals that, parentheses, that, close parentheses, that.
This is a listening check. Color in X and Y in the table.
Find the rate. So you need to find how it's changing. So this time they don't tell it to you, you need to find it. And the way you do that is you take your second y value and divide it by your first y value. And you just need to make sure it's each time x is going up by 1. So you can see that x goes 2, 3, 4, 5. So what they're saying is you take this and divide it by this, that's going to give you a rate of change. So 40 divided by 20, and no need to get it wrong if you have a calculator, is 2. So what that means is my rate of change is I'm always multiplying by 2. So from 20 to 40 is multiplying by 2. From 40 to 80 is multiplying by 2. From 80 to 160 is multiplying by 2. This is how you know it's exponential, is when you're multiplying by a certain number. So you're multiplying by 2. So that's my rate of change. Find your initial a. So you're going to look for when x is 0. So you see, I don't have when x is 0, which means I need to find when x is 0, which is why I left this space, because I'm going to go from 2 backwards, I'm going to go 1, and then backwards I'm going to go 0. So I need to find this number. Okay. So if I don't have it given to me, use your answer from step 3 right here to go back or forwards until you get it. All right. So if I'm multiplying by 2 each time this way, if I go backwards, what would I need to do to get to the previous number? Divide by 2, because it's the opposite, right? So 80 divided by 2 is 40. Divided by 2 is 20. Divided by 2 is 10. Divided by 2 is 5. And I've now found what my 0 is. Okay, so going forwards, you're multiplying. Going backwards, you're divided. So now I found my initial, okay, when x is equal to 0. Plug in a and b into spaces. So remember, this is y equals a, b, x. Okay, so my rate of change is I'm multiplying it by 2.
This is a listening check. Color in the 2 in the box.
All right, my initial when x is equal to 0, make sure when x is 0, it's 5, it's x, and this is y. So we're really just writing the equation. So y is 5, 2 to the x. So from here, I can find anything. If they tell me x is 20, okay, then I would just go 5, open parenthesis 2, raised to the power of 20. When x is 20, y is that. Okay, so I can find any number once I find the equation. All right, so that's how you do it by hand. Using a calculator, okay, so now we're just going to do it using a calculator. Remember, you're always going to clear your calculator. How do you clear your calculator? Second plus 712. Second plus 722. Stat 5, enter. Now you're ready to go. All right, so you're going to hit stat, boom. Go to edit, it's an edit right there, press enter. Put in the coordinates or the table. L1 is x, L2 is y. So this is what I had in my table. So I'm not going to use the numbers that I had to find. I'm going to use what I was given so I don't make a mistake. So this is 2, enter, 3, enter, 4, enter, 5, enter. And here I have 20, enter, 40, enter, 80, enter. And I copied that down wrong. It's supposed to be 160. 160, enter. Okay, so I've put in my table of values. All right, then you're going to go stat. Okay, move over to calculate. And you're looking for exponential. So remember when we were looking for quadratic, you'd go to quadratic, you'd go to linear, but I'm looking for exponential, which I don't see here, so I'm going to scroll down.
This is a listening check. Color in step 6, exponential regression.
Okay, so I'm looking for exponential regression. which is 0. Press enter, and you want to calculate. So enter, 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 enter. And boom, this is my equation. So you'll see it says it should be, this is how it is, y equals ab raised to the power of x. My a is 5, my b is 2. And that's how you make sure you do it with the calculator. All right, let's take a look at another example. So we'll do it by hand and then using a calculator. So first step is make a table. If it isn't, it is a table already, that's fine. Write the equation with spaces for a, b blank. So again, you start off with the original equation, which is y, a, b, x for exponentials. And you write it with everything blank. Well, really it says a, b blank, I'm sorry. So, okay. All right, so you write that. Find the rate b. Remember, to find the rate, you just do the second one divided by the first. Each time x is going up by 1. So it goes, x goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm dividing the second divided by the first one. All right, so second mode to quit. If I do 1.6 divided by 0.4 is 4. So that means I'm multiplying to here is I'm multiplying by 4. And now I'm just going to check the rest. Now, if it doesn't work on the rest, this is not an exponential function, as long as x is going up by 1. So I start at 1.6 times 4 should give me 6.4. Times 4 should give me 25.6. So that's true. So exponential function is every time you're multiplying by the same number. That's how you know it's exponential. All right, so that's my b, right? So find my rate b by doing that. So my b, and here my b is 4. How do I find my initial? My initial is either they're just going to give it to me when x is 0. Do they tell me when x is 0? Nope. So if not, I use my answer from step 3 to go back forwards until I see it. Well, how do I get to x equals 0? I need to go back one more, right? So this is 0. So I go from 0 to 1. 1 to 0. So that means if I'm multiplying by 4 to get the next number, how do I get the number before? I have to divide by 4. So I start with 0.4 divided by 4. It will give me 0.1. 0.1. And again, you can go forwards and check. So if I multiply that by 4, I'm going to get 0.4. If I multiply that by 4, I'm going to get 1.6. So just depending on where it is. If they started giving me with negatives, I would need to go forward to get to 0. It just depends on where it is. All right, so that's when my x is 0.1. So my starting is 0.1. All right, plug in a and b into the spaces I just did, and now we can just write it out. So y equals 0.1 for x. And we're just going to confirm that using a calculator. So remember, you're going to go stat, edit, enter. All right, to clear this, just go move your arrow up to L2, press clear, enter, it'll clear it. Or you can delete it on each one. Delete. Okay. Put in your table. So my original values were 1, 2, 3, 4. My y values are 0.4, 1.6, 6.4, 25.6. Okay, those are my values. So I put in my table. Stat. So I press stat again. Move over to calculate with an arrow. And then go down to exponential regression. Because I need exponential. So exponential right there. Press enter and calculate. Enter. Boom. So it should be 0.1 is my A, 4 is my B. And that's how you use a calculator. Let's practice.